Okay, today is going to be interesting. Finally, we have some more snacks from the New Orleans donation from my friend Kelsius Collins, great artist from Oklahoma who now lives in New Orleans, and sent me a big box of snacks, regional snacks from New Orleans and the surrounding area. The one from yesterday was kind of a fake out, but today we got some really authentic shit. Now, maybe the snacks themselves aren't going to be that interesting, but there's a nice story behind them, and that's going to make up the bulk of this episode. So strap in if this is the type of thing that interests you. What we have here is 4 bags of cheese curls that are called CHEEWEES, and they're by the ELMER'S company, which is an actual company based in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they've been there since, well, the company, I've looked this up on Wikipedia, it's interesting. They started as a confection company in 1855, and it's been in their family for a few generations. They started switching over to like potato chips and these type of snacks in 1946. They sold their company at some point, and then their great-great-grandchildren bought it back. They lost the trademark to calling cheese curls CHEEWEES, and then got it back. They were devastated by Hurricane Katrina. Their factory is based in the 9th Ward, which I guess is one part of the part of the New Orleans that really got fucked, and built the whole thing back. And it's like pretty epic that this little company, the company is actually called ELMER'S. The brand of the cheese snacks is called CHEEWEES. So they got this little mouse here that's representing them, which is weird. I wouldn't use a mouse to represent something that mice like to eat, because it's just, I don't know, maybe that's just my own personal experience, because the mice have been fucking with my shit at my studio. But anyway, and again, they're from New Orleans, and once again, they're featuring the lamppost in the graphic, which is also on the Zapp's chips, which are fronting like they're from New Orleans. Maybe they were invented there, I forgot. But they're owned by Utz. Anyway, this is the real deal shit, and I guess they have the right to use the lamppost, whereas everyone else is fronting. Now, one more interesting detail about these before we actually sample them, we have 4 flavors, we'll review that in a minute, is that ELMER'S is considered one of 2 companies that independently created the cheese curl, the cheese doodle, the cheese puff, the Cheeto. And that was during the Great Depression. Now, they say that it was both ELMER'S company and this other company called Adams. And there's not much details about how this came about, but apparently the Adams story is that these were invented by accident. They were working and screwing around and upgrading some industrial systems that create livestock feed out of cornmeal, and this weird byproduct was produced that was, I guess it was a waste product that came out of it, this like puffy cheese shit, or puffy cornmeal shit, and I guess it being the Great Depression, everybody's trying to like stretch everything as much as they can. They realized that it would be a suitable snack food, especially for people that have no money, and that's how the corn curl was created. Why they chose to make it cheese flavor, that I don't know. Maybe we'll do some deeper research on that, because although this is a potato chip show, we do review extruded corn snacks from time to time if they're of interest, and I think these are. Now, we got these 4 little bitch-sized bags, and I don't think each one of them is worthy of an entire episode, just because the flavors are not that exotic. And let's see what they are, and then we're just going to sample each one of them. Okay, so here we go. We got the original cheese curls, which we'll start with. Then next we'll do barbecue, which I'm probably going to hate. Nice orange bag. Then we have green onion cheese curls. Now we're getting into something. I like these kind of snacks. They don't get as outrageous with the flavors as the potato chips do. Occasionally they do, and when they do, I definitely like to try them out. So this is probably going to be the notable one of today, at least because it's the most exotic. And then we got hot and spicy. I'm going to save these for last because I'm probably going to hate them, and once I eat these, my palate's going to be blown. Okay, so here we go. CHEEWEES. New Orleans original style snacks. I don't know why the bags are so goddamn small. It makes no sense. I'm sure they come in other sizes. Got my special little scissors, and I'm gonna see. And Whoa, they look interesting. I mean, it looks like a Cheeto. The orange is a little fluorescent. It's about what you'd expect. Very Cheese Whiz. Ow. I'm missing a tooth, and sometimes these things get stuck right in there. Well, you know, didn't have high expectations for this, but serviceable. They're a little skinnier than Cheetos. I guess the way these things are made is they have this cornmeal substance, and they force it through a die shape through an extruder, and I guess the shape of the hole in it determines the form of the final product. I personally like the puffier ones rather than the crunchy ones, but we're gonna have to live with what we got here. Now we're moving on to the barbecue curls. Let's see. I've railed against barbecue flavor many a time on this program, so I think it's pedestrian, but here we go. It looks similar in form, but these ones have a sort of a darker, sort of more russet colored orange, and there's some flecks of whatever on it. I'm sure it's a highly natural, organic venom seasoning. What the fuck? Oh, horrible. Awful. Chemical. Very artificial tasting. I don't know. And it's a classic barbecue. A little sweet, a little tangy. I used to love barbecue chips when I was a kid, as opposed to the plain chips, but that because there weren't a lot of choices back then. I remember once they came out with like the onion and garlic, I used to eat Wise chips when I was a kid. I switched that. I preferred that. Too sweet. I mean, whatever. That's cute. Has a little bit of a smoky taste at the back. Not bad, but if you like barbecue flavor, and the thing is, these are too small. I'm like picking through these little bits are hard to eat. All right, now the one I've really been looking forward to is the green onion. Now these guys are gonna have a hard go here because we've had both onion. Now green onion is scallion, isn't it? We've had some great scallion chips from China. Some of the onion flavors you get from the chips in UK are just absolutely phenomenal. What the fuck could this possibly do? We'll see. All right, this one has little green flecks of what I'm sure is real green onion. I mean, they just put onion powder on it. It's good. Oddly shaped. Kind of grotesque. Too fucking small. Don't want me to sit here and how about tweezers? Where are those weird things, those little chip finger things that Dollar Size gave me? They're gone. Anyway, these are probably okay. I mean, I feel like I should be eating these with a spoon or something. At this rate, it's gonna take me all day to finish this shit. All right, these aren't bad. You know, nothing to shout from the mountaintops or note in the ancient scrolls, but no preservatives, huh? Oh, cornmeal, water, soybean oil, color, blend of cheeses. Oh, okay. Granular blue cheese, so whey protein, lactose, maltodextrin, MSG. Nothing. No real list of weird chemicals. Well, shout out to you. These are okay. Make them bigger. Or maybe I fuck with this. Alright. Gotta get on with this. Come stumbling home one night and be excited to find that these aren't finished. Alright, finally now, hot and spicy. There is 2% silicon dioxide to prevent caking, so it's not the first time I've heard that anti-caking agents. I wonder what the fuck is the concern with the caking. I mean, what is it? That just like the slurry, which is the crap that they rub these things on, is gonna cake and not evenly distribute. I mean, some asshole had to fucking make that decision. Now these are gonna be flaming hot. I mean, that shit is just bright red, almost hurting my eyes to look at it. Insane. But not my favorite flavor. Not that I have a problem with hot, spicy food. Quite the contrary. But sometimes shit is just hot for no reason. Like, I like spicy food when it's spicy, but it's flavorful and there's other stuff going on. The spiciness kind of opens up your systems and makes you very receptive to taste and flavor. But if you're just blasting heat for the sake of it, not my bag. Yeah, as expected. I mean, shout out to CHEEWEES though. I will say, not entirely my cup of tea. God, this thing is nasty. I gotta wash this. Yeah, not entirely my cup of tea. These were my favorite, as predicted. Again, a little small. Flavors aren't great, but shout out just for like keeping it real. Being like a 150, 175-year-old company. Still repping your hometown. Didn't get bought up by some fucking conglomerate. And you're still making shit, knowing how to stay in your lane. Good for you. Shout out to CHEEWEES. Oh yeah. Shout out to CHEEWEES.